Welcome to the Adventures in Jir'Haniya. We're going to do a recap because it's been a bit since our last session. So, just a broad overview. I'll get more specific as we get closer to the moment that we're going to start the game at. But our group of intrepid adventurers, having met the Star Warden Hirgon and gone on the beginnings of an adventure with him, after losing him to the wretched riders and striking off on their own, they have eventually worked their way to the Mound of Mol'Karrian. On the way there, Tide and Castan went off and met what we have dubbed Critterton, yes, and made some friends there, helped turn a hermit who was experimenting with magic in the name of the Watchful One religion a little more benevolent and less damaging to the region, and then cleared out a cave where the Crittertonians can go and seek sanctuary if they need. Met some giant frogs. It was a good, weird time. And on the way to the Mound of Mol'Karrian, though, the group was ambushed by a group of gnoll scavengers. You fought them off very effectively, killed all of them and hid the bodies, and then rested outside the Mound of Mol'Karrian. Now, getting into the Mound of Mol'Karrian, you went inside of this strange place. The dimensions of the cavern were much larger than the small rocky mound in the fields that you went into, so you were already pretty sure there was some magic. You did come eventually to a larger chamber that had strange runes and markings on the wall. It was essentially a barrier mechanism for the mound that you all managed to solve through the clever casting of spells and defeating of magically generated enemies to get clues. And eventually, once you solved all of the puzzles and barriers in that room, you proceeded onward. You went down a strange staircase for a very long time, and then came to a little chamber with a very deep well of water. Going into that, you went down about 120 feet, very deep inside, and there was a strange square void of just darkness. Now, upon passing through that, you came to an even stranger place. A sort of flat square of plain grass with a cabin in the middle, surrounded by just darkness, starless void, very strange. I do want to mention that on the way down that staircase before you came to the water well, I believe it was Castan or Tide who cast Detect Magic, and it almost killed him. Yes, it almost killed him because you cast Detect Magic and there was so much concentrated magic that it was like real scary. So, going into this strange place, you saw an old creepy man standing at the cabin, and you all quickly realized, oh, this looks like 90-year-old Hirgon. When you all met Hirgon and were with him for a short time, he was in his late 60s, early 70s, and still pretty fit and healthy. But the old man here, hunched over, no facial hair, but you guys realize, oh, that looks a lot like Hirgon. Now, talking with him, things got real weird and creepy very quick. Just to recap that entire discussion, because it was quite a good role-playing, especially shout out to Verkus for doing some really good entreating of the old man to give them information and continue your epic quest. But you eventually learned that he is actually not Hirgon, he just appears that way to all of you. His name is Androthain Mol'Karrian, and he claims that he was building really powerful, destructive, dangerous weapons to combat some threat from his time, and they were too powerful and too dangerous, so he tried to create the mound to contain them, and it went wrong because they were already so powerful. So this kind of out-of-control magic formed around whatever he made and kind of trapped him in the Mound of Mol'Karrian. So he was just telling you all to leave, just to go away. And you guys insisted that, hey, Hirgon told us to come here for a reason. This has to be part of whatever prophecy. It is good to note in this recap that really the only other thing you know about the prophecy, besides the fact that it came from Zirkalla, the last Star Reader, just before she died, is that it involved the four of you, and Hirgon, when Eremos contacted him into the Beyond, he did say that he had a transcription of the prophecy, and that it was somewhere near, I gotta double check the name of the area, really
Greenshire.
Greenshire, thank you. I knew it had a green.
You have to meet with Almirand if you can.
Yes, yes, exactly. Almirand in Greenshire is who you can contact for that. So that's all the information you have. Now, this Androthain Mol'Karrian, this creepy old man, he did say that He kind of pointed to the fireplace you all were sitting around in the very pleasant little cabin. There was a round carpet. I believe I said it was maroon with little golden symbols on it. He said underneath that rug is how you can continue into the mound. As soon as you move it, things are going to happen. And he kind of hinted that some other parts of himself, he called himself a fractured vestige of his old self. But he said other parts of himself will try to stop you, and he has no control over that if you guys proceed. Now, after gaining all of that information, you guys decided to rest because from all journeying into the mound up until this point, you had sustained damage, used lots of spell slots. So you guys went outside and used that tablet you got from the first chamber, and you figured out its magical properties. Now, initially, you accidentally did summon some shadow demons that you had to fight off, but then you were able to safely summon up Leomund's tiny hut, make a nice little safe sanctuary for you guys. And as you began resting in there, that is where we ended the session. So that is our quick recap. Victor, do you have anything that I missed from your notes?
All good.
Sweet. Okay. So this session, we are going to begin where you all are waking up in your safe little magical sanctuary. You all feel invigorated, and being around all this magic and working through so many insurmountable obstacles, you guys all feel more powerful. You guys are now level 4, which is awesome. So with everyone feeling reinvigorated and ready to continue on your adventure, I will leave it to you guys as you wake up and begin doing whatever you'd like to do.
I do want to remind everybody that I currently do not have Olive with me. Last we saw that she had gone off with a letter that I had written and like whoop, just teleported away. Right. I intended to send her to my grandmother, just with a note on how I'm doing and seeing if grandmama knows any further information about the mound.
Mm-hmm. Really quick, because I had forgotten about that. Now that you said it, I remember. I'm so glad you mentioned that. What was the question I had? How detailed were you in describing the mound, Kistan, when you asked her for advice on that? I mean, I assume you mentioned...
probably just gave her the name, the Mound of Mol'Karrian, and then I probably also said, do you happen to know an Andy Mol'Karrian? We ran into him while here.
Cool. Okay. Sweet. Well, that may or may not come into play later.
Grandma's been around for some time. We'll see what she knows, if anything, and we'll see when Olive shows back up.
Okay.
Olive loves Grandma. She might not want to come back for a bit.
She might have to get some head squitches and some treats. So we'll see.
Right.
I'll wait till it'll be a fun moment to well, it'll be good.
Perfect. So. I'm going to spend an hour once I've gotten up to use both of my uses of cook treats. I took the chef feat.
Nice.
Perfect.
And each of us gets one treat because I can cook up to 2 treats per use. So I'm using both of my uses.
Nice.
So we each get a treat, and we can use a bonus action to eat it to gain 2 temporary hit points.
Very nice.
The temporary hit points will always be equal to my proficiency bonus.
Number of uses also scales with your proficiency bonus, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it exponentially increases, or
yeah. So eventually I'll be able to make better treats. Right now it's like I don't know, like a really chalky protein bar.
Actually, this is delicious.
Just for fun, while you're making those, Verkus, can you roll me an Arcana check, please?
Oh, Arcana. Ooh. I am smart, so this is gonna go well.
Hopefully.
Weirdly, okay, I rolled a natural 17. Okay. Minus 1, 16.
So with that roll, which is awesome, with that roll, as you're making these, Verkus, you're like, these treats aren't coming together quite like they normally do. Something weird and magical is in the air, and so as you make them, you actually figure out a way to like add a few little like flavorings and like vanilla extracts, and you're like, this is gonna make it taste better, but it actually doubles the temporary hit points they provide as well. So.
Hell yeah! All right.
All right. Those will give you 4 temporary hit points as opposed to 2. So
I'll just eat one right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have a limit, so I mean, I'm gonna
rest or take damage. So
yeah.
This is
So-
breakfast. It's a nice little protein bar as we get ready for the day.
Yep, I'll eat mine as well then.
And you guys are like, they look kind of like chalky, like you said, but they're like, these taste really good, actually.
I see everyone kind of politely eating theirs, and I very much magic mine to taste good.
Nice.
I don't say anything. I just kind of like do it in the palm of my hands. I'm like, thank you, Verkis.
This is like, you've done this a few times, so I think at this point I'd kind of like nudge you and try not to have my cousin see. Be like, can you help? Can you help, please?
It's not as good as mine.
That's fine. I was satisfied with a grilled cheese from that other place.
It
so.
tastes like a grilled. It tastes like a grilled cheese.
Oh, I want a grilled cheese protein bar now in real life. Sounds amazing.
It's like chalky and oats, but it's grilled cheese flavored.
Yum. Tastes dry, but
while Verkis is
delicious.
making the bars, I will. Before I put my armor back on, I'll do some like training. I'll do just like push-ups, and I'll just do some stretches and body weight exercises just outside of wherever he's cooking. And then
you step outside the hut to do this?
Yeah, and we came in through like a pool of water, but there's no way to get back into that pool. I'll look for that.
That little so actually it'd be very difficult for you to find because again when you were in the like cylinder of water, on one side there was just a big square of void, and when you went through that you were suddenly on this grassy area, and you were still wet but no water came with you besides what was absorbed in your clothes and on your skin, so looking around though, when the little grassy area ends, it's just void all around you, so you can kind of look at the cabin from that perspective and remember at what angle you came through, but it's kind of a shot in the dark what void you're stepping off into, because you can't tell which section of that void is the square you came through.
I'll just try my best to find where, because I'm trying to like rinse off all my sweat from the I'll like peer through the void. I'll just try to find some water source, or the water source that we came from.
I would like you to roll then an investigation check, please. Low DC, but
let's try something here. Okay, check investigation. Here we go.
Oh no.
No.
I thought you rolled a 3 for a second.
Okay. Eremos, can you roll me a D6, please?
I want to keep an eye on Eremos, just kind of like concentrate on him as he's kind of poking around at this void. I have a held action in mind.
Right now, I'm cooking. I am focused on cooking.
I'm sketching, but I kind of see him doing something. I was like doing something near the void wall. I'm like, that's not going to end up.
So I'm gonna describe this for Eremos and Tide as it happens. So Eremos, you look at the cabin and you look at the void, and you're like, this is where we came through. And like, do you step inside or just stick your hand in to check, or what do you do?
It's like a hand, and then my face, kind of like I'm parting a curtain to look. Yeah.
Okay. You open this up to some kind of like volcanic fireplace, and you take 3 heat damage immediately and step back. Like as you recoil from the crazy heat. It was like the caldera of a volcano is what you peered into for a split second.
What do I see when like he touches it? Like, do I have like a second to think about it?
Actually, I'll describe how Eremos would react to the split second of being partially in a caldera. I imagine kind of like a yelp,
Because I have telekinetic now, so I was just gonna like pull him back before he steps into anything.
Well, based on watching him, it looks like he might be near where you guys came through. So I think his reflexes would be enough to get him out before he suffered any serious burns, kind of like the air in that little thing was caustic. So that's why you take 3 damage just from being in there a split second. Back. Yeah, exactly. So
can I look through my familiar that's still in that cabin?
Oh, stand by, guys. Eremos is having an audio issue. Eremos, you can't hear us?
Never mind.
He's good
for a bit, but as soon as my message proc, it started working again. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. So Yeah, we were just describing how your reflexes were enough to just get you in and out of there, even though the air is like kind of like boiling air, or not boiling, but just super super caustic. Yeah, it only took 3 damage because it was just a split second. So
you still have 1 temporary HP.
That would be fun. Oh, boy.
I spilled coffee down my beard in 4K. Love it. Love this new camera. Love this new
Every
camera.
detail.
Yeah.
I just am really gonna enjoy that little dribble.
Yeah.
That one drop.
I come back
my coffee mug. Oh, what was that? Sorry, Rex?
After peering into the caldera, I just like imagine my face is like soot and sulfur blackened and like way dirtier than I was trying to wash it off.
Just a teeny bit of smoke coming off. Yeah.
I just wipe the soot out of my eyes and just sit down looking defeated outside the hut. Put my arm.
Ty, do you do anything as you see this?
I do. I see that he's like that. He kind of want like I don't know why he was peering through there, but I was like, oh, like. He's like has like all the soot on him, so I'll magic him clean. I'll prestidigitation him. Like you just see kind of like water go in his direction and like encircle him, and then just pull the dirt off of him, and then just spread on the grass.
Thank you. I'll come to you next time.
Tide, can I take a bath?
I take quarters and in the form of pieces of gold.
I take golden quarters.
Golden quarters, please. The first one's always free.
Awesome. Kastan, are you doing anything for the morning, or just enjoying the
so we're
protein?
still in this starless void. I'm assuming that the hut is vacant and therefore gone.
The magical hut? Yeah, I assume you guys would have like all stepped out of it now, so you're back in this area. The cabin's about 30-40 feet from you in the center of this little area.
I think I'm just consulting my star map. I kind of like have it between my hands. It's like floating, and it's doing the little dome of stars because like there's no stars in this space, and I'm feeling a little disoriented as a result. So I'm just kind of consulting my map, just kind of taking the time to meditate and see what stars we would be under, or if they even have an effect in here.
Actually, Kastan, can you give me one moment?
No.
Yes. I would like
to hear a DM say actually.
You're right. This one could be a good thing. Can you either make a religion, nature check, one of those two, or a wisdom save throw? One of those three.
Oh.
Totally your choice.
Nature, religion, or wisdom save.
Correct.
The
wisdom save will have a slightly lower DC than the other two. But
then maybe I'll do the wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? I will use guidance on myself, and then I will do the nature check.
Okay, very
well. So with guidance, is going to add 1. It's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
That's going to be 18 total.
Nice.
With an 18, Kastan, you're looking at your star map, and at first you feel like a longing and a detachment because the stars aren't around. You're just looking at your map of them. But then it kind of turns into a sense of calm and serenity, and you're like, you know what? Like, this place is magic and unnatural and seems to be created by accident, but we're here to help people. Like, we're here to do a good thing, and I've got my team around me, and if the stars aren't here, I've brought them myself. And so for this next 24 hours, you get to choose which constellation you're under in terms of your benefits.
Fantastic. The one I rolled is not great.
Yeah, no, because you're like, I could. This is the only stars here are the ones I've brought with me in my mind and heart. So up to you.
The possibilities are endless.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
I will choose to be under the Dancing Lovers constellation.
Ooh. Let me double check which one that is.
That's number 12 on the D12. I get 1 luck point for the day.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. DM goes and increases challenge rating of all enemies by 3. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I should have
Awesome.
picked one of the ones that like gives me a disadvantage or something. One of the worst ones, it says creatures have advantage on perception and insight checks against me.
Yeah, that one's pretty rough.
Another one completely doesn't allow me to use my starry forms at all.
Oof, that's a tough one.
Yeah, let's hope I never roll that one.
Yeah, I do love the constellation system we've developed. That's very fun.
Me too.
Awesome.
That's rough.
Well, so an unexpectedly semi-interesting morning has unfolded. Not that there's any time of day here per se, but you all are nourished. Eremos is now clean after getting a very surprising burn. But thankfully, due to the nourishing protein bar from Verkus, there's no permanent damage or anything such as that. So what would you all like to do next?
Can I quickly make a little plume of tide leaf?
Yes, absolutely.
And so if I recall, the entry for where we want to go next is under like a carpet in the guy's cabin.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And just a refresher on the cabin. So you guys were camped out. The cabin is in the dead center of this weird square of grass, you know? And so that's in the center. There's like a little deck, like front porch on the front of it with little steps going up to it. And then there's a front door. And then when you guys were inside, it's a very open cabin. There was a kitchen area. There was a fireplace with some chairs around it. And then there was a table for dining. The old man was sitting at the chairs near the fireplace and you guys sat near him. And in front of the fireplace, there was a circular rug that has maroon with some golden symbols on it. And I'm actually going to send you guys just a map of the cabin right now, just in case you want it. There were 2 doors on the side of it, and those were presumably to a bedroom and like a storage room. Those never really opened or were clarified per se, but based on the what you can see of the outside, you can tell roughly the size of those rooms. So let me send you guys this in Discord real quick. I'm going to post this in the maps channel. And that is a very hastily drawn diagram of the cabin in that maps channel. Yes.
Well,
spilled coffee again. Darn it.
So is the rust that 5-foot diameter circle there right in front of the fireplace?
Yes. Since I switched to graph paper, those grids are 5 feet by 5 feet. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Okay.
Yeah. Victor, loving the tide petals, and actually, can you roll me an Arcana check as well, please, as you make those, similar to how Verkus rolled for the magical protein bars there.
I will also
protein bars.
Will also guidance myself.
That's going to be the name of this episode: Magical Calderas and Magical Protein Bars.
18.
18. Nice. So with an 18, let me look at the effects of each of those you made.
So I would say that, like, I think instead of making it super complicated, like, you can take the one that you want, but like you are under both effects. Like, I feel like the negative effects aren't horrible, but like they're still a little bit like they're like given a little give and take.
Yeah, and actually, I would think for kind of the little magical bolstering for making those in this strange area too, a little bit of the ambient magic seeps in. So, and because you rolled so high on Arcana, you're kind of aware of this as you're making them. Mm-hmm. So you're able to subtract 1 or 2 or add 1 or 2 to any of the effects. So if you want to slightly reduce a negative or slightly boost a positive, you can do that for each of these. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. I'll type what I to 2 changes.
So you can add 1, add 2, subtract 1, or subtract 2, or not change any of those.
I'll subtract. So I'll modify the negative effects a little bit.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
For 2 of them, right?
Yeah, for 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. And Eremos, you spend some time praying to Bahamut for sure, and that gives you a good sense of calm for sure as you're going into things, definitely.
Yep. And then after I get my armor on, I'll start heading towards the cabin to look at that rug.
And really quick, also, Tavusa has taken his fire form.
Fire, nice.
Excellent.
Just in case, after seeing a very crispy Eremos.
It's like, yeah, just in case.
Just in case. Should we all re-enter?
I'm ready. It's time.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anything, I can lead the charge, and
I'll be right there with you.
I'll go in.
As you guys enter the cabin, the door is unlocked. It opens for you, no problem. And you notice in the same chair as last night, the old man is sitting there. You're not sure if he went and laid down in a bed overnight or not, but because there are windows on this cabin, but they're pretty dusty and hard to see through. So he's sitting over there, and you notice that there is a little metal kettle of tea on the hanging over the fireplace. And he looks over at you all and says, "Good to see you again. I trust you slept well and rested. It has been some time."
It was needed.
Yeah, we feel great. My cousin made these fantastic protein bars this morning. Do you have one? Maybe we should give him one.
They're all gone.
What is a protein bar?
It's this really
Chalky,
horrible textured treat, but it makes you feel great. It makes you feel great.
That sounds like a strange
The texture
item.
is atrocious.
Curious.
You'll love it.
Like,
it's fantastic.
it's great.
It tastes like grilled cheese.
The old man
what?
says,
What?
"Grilled cheese." I haven't had a grilled cheese in quite some time. I guess
I'll make it taste like grilled cheese.
Since I've been trapped in this place, my existence has been a torturous and isolated one, but at least I am freed from the need to eat or consume anything, really.
You don't
It's
eat?
horrible.
That sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
There's much that is awful about this place, which is why I do feel compelled to ask you all again, even though you look quite determined. Please go. Please leave this
Druidcraft
place.
to cast Gust and throw the rug against the wall. We're going.
Everyone roll initiative, please.
Not Gust, but like a wind effect. You know?
Yes.
Oh, we're
Initiative,
legit.
okay.
We're rolling initiative.
We are legit rolling initiative, yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
Because
guys.
I'll describe what happens as soon as your air hits that carpet, but I just want initiative rolls going in. So
Ooh,
Okay.
9.
9.
Eremos, that was a 20 for you, correct?
Correct.
My dex is +3. Is 16.
Also,
12. This is probably my worst initiative. I rolled a nat 7, so 12 for me.
Okay.
and
then,
so
Oh, poor thing.
But I have a +5. Ooh, come on.
Roll off.
Yeah, that was kind of a humble brag, huh? Oh, poor me.
Very
So,
Veracruz of you.
Yeah, that was very, very good.
give me one moment here to prep one quick thing for you guys.
Do you want to do a roll off, Matthew?
Are we supposed to?
I don't know, for the dex, since we both have the same dex.
Tiebreaker.
Oh, wait, I thought Castan got a 9.
So
We
did I.
both got a 9.
Oh, so with your bonuses they're different or what?
No.
They're the exact same.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Yeah, then let's do a tiebreaker for sure.
And the dexterity is the exact same.
Tied breaker.
Tiebreaker.
Nah.
Todd got an 18, so
I got a 12.
tied broken.
Tide is broken.
I'm not supposed to add anything to that. I would have lost anyway, but
That's
I rolled a
deep
12.
in my character's backstory, Veracruz. You calm down.
So just I want to make sure I'm getting these down right. So Tide and Castan, who won the tie?
tied.
Cool. And what was your number that you guys tied with though?
9.
9. Okay.
What a victory.
We're not competing for much.
So I just want to make sure I have the order right. I have Eremos with a 20, Verkus with a 12, tied with the tiebreaker 9, and Castan with the lower tiebreaker 9, correct?
Yes.
Great. Alrighty, guys. So, as soon as that, I'll wait till Victor's back. I want you guys all to hear this.
Hurry up.
No, you're good. Man. I'm gonna fix one quick thing on the map here, real quick. So,
I'm 9. I have gotten 9 on initiative. I got a bit.
He wants us all to hear something.
Oh, I apologize. I'm back.
No, you're good. You guys are fine.
You arrogant fool.
Fair.
So as soon as that gust of air takes that carpet and just moves it off whatever it's covering, immediately a gust of invisible kinetic force radiates from the old man and throws all the chairs across the cabin. And he, before he can even like stand up, starts grotesquely transforming into, and I just dropped a picture in the chat, a gnarled, bony and wooden
that looks like some kind of pagan god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The deer.
He suddenly like morphs into this creature that is gnarled branches and bones with a kind of like a some kind of animal skull with horns, and he reaches up almost to the top of the ceiling of this cabin. He's like 8.5 feet tall.
Andy, no.
Yes, Androthain Mol'Karrian has morphed into something quite grotesque, and he had a 23 initiative, so he will be going first.
No.
So
you guys quickly hear in your head, just like Castan's voice, I messed up.
I made a mistake.
Mistakes were made.
So many mistakes.
It happens. So give me 1 second to prep his first action here.
Ooh.
So I'm just getting his HP and everything written out. Okay. So he is first going to the empty pits in the skull where eyes should be. For a moment they flash a bright blue light, and I need Verkus. All right, who cast the gust? It was Castan.
It was a druid craft to make a harmless wind effect. This is not harmless.
Again, he said if you move the carpet, things will go down. So
that is true. He did say that. Shit.
It's the way forward, he said, so we have to do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Castan, I need you to roll 1d4, please. No modifiers to it.
No modifiers. That's a 2.
Cool. That means I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm good at those. Okay. That's a 9.
9.
Okay. I need you to.
It was an 18, and then it tipped to 2, and I'm like,
no.
Do you have any resistances to magical effects by your race?
A few of them. I can't be magically put to sleep, and
do you have advantage on saving throws against magic? If this is magic.
The wrong person.
This is magic. Do you have advantage? Because that would be helpful.
You want that.
I have advantage on saving throws to make or avoid the charmed condition.
This is not charm,
that's about it.
You have a D4 you can add from the meal that we had.
That is true.
We have I think each 4d4. I don't know if you can stack those, but like you have 4d4 for the day that you can add to a roll.
I would allow you to stack those if you wanted.
So I just add 4d4 to this?
The way I'd say it narratively is that this pulse of light suddenly feels very much like an attack, and so instinctively you might kind of dump your kind of save d4s to.
What did I get? What meal is this from? I don't remember.
Remember when we had all that bird meat?
The boar. The bird.
Before you guys went to the Mol'Karrian, the giant bird meat.
Okay. Remember the bird?
Let's see, I'm adding.
That gourmet bird meat.
I'm adding 9 more. 9. I used all 4 of my D4, so I'm adding 9 more for 18 total.
Okay.
Okay, so you You feel like this light was trying. No, it passes actually.
Okay.
So with an 18, you feel like that pulse was supposed to really severely disorient you, and for a second you are, but then you're like, no, I'm good. Like you pull it back together and you're fine. You resist it.
And you burp, and the bird steak flavor comes up. And
As I'm getting,
you
as
burp
I'm
up.
getting hit with this, yeah, I just kind of like a little bit of that bird steak, and Verkus, you specifically in your head, all you hear is "God damn!" Never mind.
Kastan, as one last part of that resistance, I do need you to roll a d4, please.
Okay, they haven't been my friend today. That's another 2.
Okay, I'm actually not going to tell you what that's for, but that's actually it's good.
Beautiful.
For that roll, the higher the better for you. So, next up, after doing that, eye pulse. So the whatever morphed part of Androthain Mol'Karrian gets 3 actions on his turn. So,
Jesus.
Next up, he is going to turn towards Eremos, and he is going to cast Hex on you. Which let's see. So actually there's no way for you to resist that. So until the spell ends, if you take any damage from this creature, you will take an extra 1d6 of necrotic. And then the creature is also going to choose one ability, and you would have disadvantage on that until the spell ends, and it chooses athletics. So you feel your muscles suddenly weaken and lose strength. And this is a concentration spell. So that will be how you guys work to remove that. Now, Eremos, I would like you to roll a d4 for me, please.
I messed up.
A 2. Perfect. Okay. And for his last action, he is going to turn towards Verkus, and he is going to cast a spell on you, and I need you to roll a wisdom save, please.
Really quick question.
Yes.
Is this a possible charmed condition?
Let me check.
You also have d4s.
It is an enchantment, but it does not fall under charm. It's the confusion spell, so I think it's separate.
Oof.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Okay, well, I rolled a 4 plus 4 is 8. I'm gonna dump my d4s into this.
Good call.
I think I'm gonna burp some bird.
That's a new episode name. Burping Bird and Throwing Rugs.
Burp the bird. But a bird is the word. 11, 16.
You just barely pass. So you are good. I do need you to roll a d4 then, please.
Okay.
At the end of the combat, I'll tell you what these mystery d4s are.
Yes.
2. I rolled a 2 as well.
Okay.
2 club.
Nice. Sweet. So that is the end of Mol'Karrian's turn. So now we jump back to you guys. Eremos, you are first. All three. So Tide, you've seen that this creature is pulsating magical attacks against your companions. Eremos, you feel that you resist one. What do you do? Things have gotten intense really quickly.
So I was planning to just rush him and tackle him, which is an athletics-based skill check.
It is indeed.
I'm going to run up to him with my arm out like a stiff arm, but I'm not going to shove him. I'm just going to use my bonus action to touch him, and just Stardust is just going to cover both of us.
Nice.
Let's make a dexterity saving throw. Should be DC 15.
That glitter gets everywhere, man.
Perfect. So he's gonna do a dex saving throw?
Yeah, DC 15.
Perfect. So let me get my dice tray level. 23. So yes, he passes. He succeeds.
And then I will follow it up with the Morning Star coming down on him as well.
Nice. So really quick for the Stardust, if he succeeds, does he take 0 damage or half damage?
There's never any damage. It's just a fairy fire effect.
Perfect. Okay. Then roll your attack with the Morning Star.
All right.
So he succeeded on the fairy fire, meaning he's not under the effects?
Correct.
Woo,
But your Morning Star crits for sure.
Yes, let's go. Heck yes. Okay, and because it crit, I'm going to Divine Smite.
Do it.
The second level.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna roll an additional 6d8 radiant damage.
Oh, jeez.
So
That's insane.
31
yeah.
damage from that.
Nice.
Oh, hang on. So
Insane.
that's awesome. Cool. So, and then it has to make a Wisdom saving throw to see if that hex gets removed.
Oh yeah, let's go. DC 15 for that too.
Okay, so you break its concentration, so you are no longer under the hex spell.
Nice.
As you slam your Morning Star down on this thing, you feel that initially when your Morning Star is hitting its weird wooden warped body, that it doesn't do as much damage. It might have resistance to like bludgeoning damage or other non-magical stuff, but when you pulse that radiance in, it staggers back and takes a hefty amount of damage. So that is a great hit. Awesome. So really quick, I'm also going to, just in case it comes into play, update you guys on this map here. So I'm going to put a big M for Mol'Karrian. I'm going to put an A for Eremos standing next to him where he just struck with the Morning Star. On that map, again, of the cabin here, where would you guys like to be in terms of Tide, Kastan, and Verkus? I picture you guys are just like 10 feet back from where Eremos is on that map.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would have been close to the table, I guess.
Okay. I'm going to put you with that V there. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Great.
Are each of these squares 5 feet?
Correct.
1, 2. Okay. Yeah, I probably would have been like close to the door, like on the right side of the door, kind of maybe like a few feet up. So
cool. I'm going to put you down at the bottom there near the door. Is that cool?
Yeah, that'll work.
Sweet.
I would have been a little diagonal up from where Verkus is toward where the rug is at.
Okay, perfect.
As long as I'm within 30 feet of where that rug is or was when I blew it away.
Perfect. I'm going to put you kind of near Verkus there near the table. Is that cool?
Yep.
Sweet. I love with my new webcam, I can just show you guys there. Sweet. Okay. Everyone's on the map. Eremos, solid turn. You dealt a lot of damage. You can't tell exactly what percentage of its HP you hit, but a significant amount. So that was really good. Verkus, you are up next.
Can you post the new map?
I can. Give me one moment.
While you do that, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike on myself.
Nice. Good call.
And then immediately expend the charge to burst towards Andy.
Andy. I love that.
Andy. And I'm gonna make an attack.
Do it. So I'm gonna put you just to the right of Eremos for that attack, perfect. Since you're gonna be at melee range. Perfect.
Do you mind if
let's flank?
I was gonna say, would
actually,
you
with
mind?
Zephyr Strike with your increased speed, yeah.
Okay.
Take an updated map picture. I'm gonna put you opposite Eremos then on the.
Perfect. Yeah, that way I get that advantage for flanking. Yeah.
And all the chairs are knocked out of the way, so there's no thing to move around or anything like that. So you're good to go.
Cool. First roll was an 18.
That actually misses. An 18 misses.
Well, no, 18 was the roll itself.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 25 total.
That hits.
Okay, and then the other roll negligent is lower, so I'll keep that 18. And then I roll a. Where are my d6s? There they are. Roll a d6. That is 5 plus 5, so 10 points there. That's the slashing plus a d8 for the force damage. Only 1 point of force damage, but I'm also going to pump in Tavusa's flame.
Nice.
For Tavusa's reaction. Okay, it's 1d6. Okay, and it's an extra d6. an extra 5 points of fire damage as well.
So 5 fire damage, 1
10,
force.
1 force, and then 10 slashing.
Cool, and that's
So-
non-magical slashing, correct?
A non-magical slashing.
Sweet.
So total of 16, but I'm guessing that's going to go down a little bit.
You deal 11 damage total.
Okay.
Because the fire and force are unaffected, but the slashing is going to be resistant. So.
Bummer. Okay.
But still, you hit it for some good damage. It's at about you guys guess it's at about 70% HP after those 2 hits from Veracus and Eremos. So.
Oh no.
70%.
We hit hard too.
Whoa.
Oh
Oh man.
Well, that was everything. That was my action, bonus action, and that was everything. That's
Great
me.
turn. Great turn. So, Kastan and Tide, you see Veracus and Eremos charge forward valiantly. They flank this enemy and just start attacking and dealing lots of damage. Tide, you are up next. What would you like to do?
Right, we're 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I'll have to move up a little bit. It's this guy. 10, 15,
15, 20. I show you as 40 feet away. So
yeah, I'm going to move to like that little like corner of in between the room, like where the rooms meet. So I can
so it's like up and to your right.
To my right, but
Cool.
I still want to be within 30 feet of Mol'Karrian here. I'm gonna pull out one of those like wooden amulets that we got in our adventures through Critterton.
Cool.
And
Nice.
then I'm going to I'm gonna get some water. Is going to kind of pick it up out of my palm and I'm gonna throw it at Mol'Karrian. It's gonna hit him in the face, and then the water's gonna freeze over his head. So I'm wanting the cracked thing to give him -1d4 to this thing that's about to happen. I cast blindness on him.
Ooh.
I'm imagining like in Legend of Korra when she waterbends up at that douchebag and it just goes.
Yes.
I love it.
It's
So it's going to get -1d4, and what's its save?
It's a con save 15.
Con save 15. Okay, perfect. So it rolled a nat 20,
Fudge.
which would make it a 24, but it rolled a 4 for the d4.
Yeah,
So that brings it down to a baseline of 20, but it still does pass blindness. Yeah,
all right.
got that
That's-
nat 20 right there.
That silvery barbs.
Oh,
Dang.
So yeah, I cast silvery barbs. You just like a bubble from that water just pops, which kind of like he has to roll again and take
Okay.
the lower number.
Okay, so I'm going to keep that d4 as a -4,
yeah.
and so I'm just going to re-roll a d20. He rolled a 7.
Let's go.
Yes.
So,
Silvery barbs for the win. Who's getting
yes.
the advantage?
I'm going to give advantage to who's close. Veracus and Eremos are both right there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll give the advantage to Eremos. Eremos goes first, right?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, Arama, and then Kastan goes after you, and then it'll be the mound, Androthain Mol'Karrian, and then Eremos.
The mound himself.
I know. I was like,
So this bubble just like pops
we're
on
not
this thing's
bound.
face.
Okay, the minute you said that, first thing I thought of was an episode of SpongeBob, the Alaskan bullworm.
Yes.
We're in the Alaskan bull. We're biting his tongue.
Right.
This is just the tongue.
That's not the worm. That's his tongue.
That's a great SpongeBob impression. That's excellent.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's awesome. I love SpongeBob. That was my favorite growing up.
Seriously.
I worked on the second SpongeBob movie as an office PA, and it was so fun.
Ooh.
That's so cool.
I had to bring coffee to the animators and watch them work. It was fun. But
You're like,
awesome.
Can you draw me a SpongeBob tattoo, please?
Right.
As a bonus action, I'm going to consume a petal of Tide Leaf Focus. So I have advantage on intellect space checks, and if I fail to move 5 feet in 1 minute, I'll take a D4 psychic damage.
Okay.
That's
That's intense.
Constantly, it's ADHD. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you just
I'm
took magical D&D Adderall. Good
But
for
I'm
you.
just like really focused, but like I have to like get up and do something at least once a minute. Like,
Yeah. That's awesome.
so that's
ADHD.
it's my study leaf.
My study leave.
This is why he faces and uses his book, as he reads as he walks.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Awesome.
Oh,
So, it looks like the blinded spell is actually not concentration, so that the creature is blinded for 60 seconds for 1 minute, and then at the end of each of its turns, it can try to roll a con save to get out of it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So I've
But
written
it's blind at least. It's blind for its next turn, which should give us some. I think we get well, it's gonna go first, right?
Well, no. So
Yeah.
Kastan's gonna go, and then Mol'Karrian will go. But since he's blinded, it can't see. It automatically fails any ability checks that require sight. Attack rolls against it have advantage, and its attack rolls have disadvantage.
And
so
if you use a spells that require sight, he can't do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, you think he wouldn't be able to make eye contact with us with that when he's there? Yeah.
But ideally he fails this save, so we have a turn of him blind.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, for its next turn, though, it will be blind because it's at the end of the turn.
Right, but we want a turn of it being blind, so we can take it hits at it with advantage.
Exactly. But
So that's only for melee hits or all hits?
All attacks.
All attacks. All attacks.
Wow. Okay.
So, Kastan, have fun. Your turn.
You're right.
Knowing that, then I would bonus action go into my starry form, the archer.
Nice.
And then I would, as part of that bonus action, I can fire off a shot, and then I will use my action to cast one of my free uses of Guiding Bolt. So it looks like I'm just like 2 quick shots straight at him. So that would be 2 seconds.
Haru, don't touch my new webcam.
Sorry.
I got a cat right behind my screen.
So this is advantage, you said?
Yeah, because they're attacks, yeah. The Guiding Bolt's a spell attack also, so you'd get advantage on that.
So it's 21 to hit for my archer.
That hits for sure. And that's a magical attack, so that's going to be full damage.
And then 23 to hit for my Guiding Bolt.
That also hits.
Yeah.
Love it.
So let's see. Guiding Bolt is 4d6.
Nice.
Okay. Plus the d8. I'm just going to roll it all together. I just need more d6s.
Awesome.
Oh, silvery barbs. I was hesitant on taking it. I'm like, no.
That came in very handy.
Take it every time. Oh, and I get to do this plus 5 to the roll.
Yep.
So 4, 10, 15, 16, 18, 23 damage. All of it radiant.
Whew. That is a lot.
And Guiding Bolt allows advantage on the next attack. So if he's done being blind this turn, whoever's next still gets advantage.
That is excellent. You guys guess that it's at about 60% health now after all these hits. So you guys
It's just made of hit points. Okay.
It has quite a few hit points, yes. Kastan, would you like to do anything else besides those awesome 2 magical bow attacks on it?
I think I'm not really close to it. I'll hold my ground. I think I'm safe where I'm at.
Yeah, because you are actually, to hit it, you would have had to move like 5 or 10 feet towards the fireplace just to get a clean shot, so you're not hitting Eremos. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. So you're still the same distance away from the mound. You just kind of changed your angle a little bit. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so next up is Mol'Karrian. Give me 1 moment here. I just got to check something on my phone. For the mound really quick, I have to change a few. I have to mark a few things. I made Mol'Karrian. I keep calling him the mound by accident. He's not. I'm just used to saying the mound of Mol'Karrian, so please don't take that into gameplay consideration. It's just me having brain farts. So, okay, so it is now Mol'Karrian's turn. I almost said it again. It is Androthain Mol'Karrian's turn, and he has 3 actions. So first, he is going to use an ability where he is going to heal a little bit. Can all of you roll me a d4, please?
So those D4s.
I got really into d4s when I made this anime. That's fun.
No kidding.
Apparently, yeah.
I created this. I created Mol'Karrian's stat block the last time we played, so it's been a while. So, okay. 14 total. Love it.
That's how much he heals for? That sucks.
Yes, it is.
Wait, we helped him heal?
I just made you guys roll 4d4s because I didn't have 4d4s around me, so I was like, I'll just make
Oh.
everyone roll.
You know what? Honestly,
it's more interactive. It's fun.
As long as nothing's happening to us, like
The fact that 3 of us rolled 4s, though, like, come on, guys.
I helped him
better.
the least.
That's really pulling his weight.
Okay, and no one rolled a 1 for that, correct?
Nope.
I think we all rolled a 1 on that one.
Actually, that would have been a 1 would have been bad for you guys.
Oh.
I have a thing where any 1s rolled for his healing can instead be used for damage instead of healing. Is how that ability plays out.
That's dope. This is a real cool monster.
Thank you.
I want to know more about it later. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the stat block I typed out after the game. So.
After we murder it.
Verkus, can you roll me another D4 though, and I'll tell you guys. It's one of those mystery D4s. I'll talk about later.
4.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. Good for you guys. So, I'm trying to see what else. Okay. So next up, okay, this is gonna be fun. So, I need. So Verkus just rolled that D4. Eremos, can you roll me a D4? Kastan, can you roll me a D4? And Tide, can you roll me a D6?
Oh crap! It's because I'm far away.
Oh no, I'm just picking guys randomly for this. So, okay, so perfect. 3 from Eremos.
3.
Oh, a 1 and a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up some stuff real quick. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 on my D4.
A 1 on the D4. Perfect. Okay, so the 1 corresponds to this. And the 6 corresponds to this. Okay. Sorry, I got to mark some stuff on the map because as Mol'Karrian casts this ability, a bunch of its body kind of starts to swell for a moment, which is very weird. It suddenly a bunch of its branches kind of shoot up towards the ceiling, not in a way that threatens you guys. But it's a bunch of its branches kind of fall to the ground and then begin to morph into tree blights that are coming to life. So there's going to be more enemies here.
Okay.
Okay.
So based on those rolls, one
I messed up.
One large vine blight is summoned, and 6 needle blights are summoned.
God.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So, let me add them in. They are going to go
Okay.
kind of in between you guys. So, the vine blight is going to go first. Hang on here.
As well as happening, I'm kind of like going through my like type. I'm like, make sure you leave me some space. Don't crowd. Like, give me a sight line on this guy.
Yeah, and I'll post the updated map in just a moment as well. I did not think you would roll a 6 on that. That's going to make the initiative order a little weird, but that's okay because there's so many of these little blights, you know. But that's okay. This will be awesome. Yeah, there does. So, let me send you guys an updated map. So V1 is the 1 large vine blight, and then just the numbers are going to be the 6 needle blights. So let me make sure that picture turned out good of the map. Okay, I'm going to zoom in slightly and touch it up so it's easier to see.
And then I did move last turn.
Yeah, and I
I
moved you towards that corner where the 2 kind of adjacent rooms meet, but you're still within 30 feet of the mound. So yeah, I got you there,
Mr. Mound.
The mound. I said it again. Ow. Okay.
The mound was my father.
The mound. Yes. Just call me Andy. The mound's my father. So
Andy Mound.
Andy Mound. Hyphen Mol'Karrian.
Hyphen Mol'Karrian.
So, again, the Mound of Mol'Karrian. No, Androthain Mol'Karrian gets 3 actions, and because it is blinded, it healed itself with its Earth Siphon, and then it summoned blights, and the rest of its abilities all require sight, except it is going to flail with a claw attack. This will be at disadvantage due to the blindness, but it is going to go for Eremos, who dealt the most damage to it so far.
Fair.
So I rolled a nat 1, so yeah, I don't even need to roll a second one. It fails. No, it flails needlessly. So the last thing it will do for the end of its turn is that it is going to attempt to do a con save to get rid of blindness. And it rolls a 14, which is not enough to escape blindness from Tide, correct?
Yeah, 15.
Correct.
That's my save now.
All right, so there are
that was too close.
Yeah.
54 seconds remaining on blindness, because each round is 6 seconds.
Or
if it gets out sooner.
54.
54
Technically,
seconds.
he was going to get blinded until the end of the last 6 seconds of the.
Well, but he's making the save at the end of his turn too.
That is correct. Now, this large vine blight that got summoned is going to
die.
Unfortunately,
just withers away.
Actually, it is going to move in between Eremos and Castan, and it is going to cast Entangle Plants.
No.
So,
that's rude.
Verkus, can you roll me a d6, please?
2.
Cool. So that's just the recharge on that ability. And grasping roots and vines sprout in a 15-foot radius centered on the blight. So that's going to interact with Castan and Eremos. And so for that duration, it is difficult terrain for non-plant creatures. The two of you, Eremos and Castan, must make a DC 12 saving throw or you will be restrained.
What kind of save is it?
DC 12 strength.
Strength. Okay.
Eremos, the hex. Well, you've already shirked off the hex, so never mind. That doesn't really factor in. And you pass for sure. How about you, Castan? Nope.
I got an 11.
Oh no. So you are restrained, which means your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Your rolls have disadvantage. You have disadvantage on Dex saving throws. You can use an action to make another DC 12 strength check to free yourself on your turn.
Okay, so I have disadvantage on my attacks, advantage against me, and I can try to get out at the end of my turn.
Yes, I'll actually just post these in the chat so you can reference them. Give me one moment here. I'll throw them in the general. DC 12 strength check as an action to remove restrained. Perfect. That is in the chat there for you. So that is the Vine Blight's action. Eremos, it is your turn. You are not restrained. You are in difficult terrain, though, from that. The Vine Blight that cast that is within 10 feet of you, and then Andy Mol'Karrian is still engaged with you within 5 feet. So what would you like to do? Keep in mind for Mol'Karrian that not only do you have advantage from the blindness, you are also flanking with Verkus, but that does not stack. So you would have advantage against Mol'Karrian.
You also have advantage from my guiding bolt as you're the very next creature since I've won to attack it.
With triple advantage, I would like to homebrew that as being that you have just one use of advantage, but also a +3 to whatever you do to it. Just because there's so much
set
advantage.
This guy up.
Yes.
He is blind, flanked,
Yes.
guiding bolted.
It's like Fallout and you have bats and it's 100% hit probability. So yes, like you can't miss. Or if you do, you have to the stars have to align to make you miss at this point.
And I have aligned them so that they won't.
Exactly.
The thing is, I checked, I have literally one spell slot left. He's resistant to non-magical bludgeoning, which is the most that I can do without using my last spell slot.
We took a long rest. Didn't you get all your spell slots back?
Yeah, all my spell slots are 3 because I'm a half caster. And I used 2 in my first opening move because I crit smite and I did the start.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So I am not going to do that. You will see Eremos's feet start make a loop, as many vine and needle bites as he can, and then loop back and smash into Andy. with a comet
Oh, okay.
for my
So,
channel divinity. Yeah. So it'll be up to Josh if I can like stomp on the other guys. My main attack is going against.
what's the exact verbiage of comet again? I want to make sure I'm executing this the right way.
It should be in the Ramos character channel. I'm gonna grab it.
Oh, here, I'll pull it up then if it's in the character channel. Give me one moment.
Here it is.
Comet, as an action, you expend a use of channel divinity, celestial propulsion. You gain 15 feet of movement, so you're at 45. If you move in a straight line for 30 feet, a creature you ram into must make a dex save. So because you're already engaged with Mol'Karrian, you're not able to move in a straight line for 30 feet, though.
Well, I can because I get an additional 15 feet of movement.
Oh, so you can like move back and then
like loop out. Yeah, maybe not. If I can ram maybe the vine blight this turn, that would be all right.
Well, you would still need, so you would need to back up 30 and then move forward 30.
Josh said that it's difficult terrain where I'm at too, so
I would save that.
I have an info, guys. So
okay,
because Eremos, so the Vine Blight didn't want to entangle Mol'Karrian in difficult terrain. So the way it moved is that Eremos is right on the edge of that difficult terrain. So you have two options here. You can either move back 15 feet and then charge into Mol'Karrian. I would allow that to activate Comet. Or you can move 15 feet kind of away from him and charge into
the line of
Needle Blights into number 3, and I would let you do some damage to 6, 5, 4, and 3.
I want to do that.
Okay, sweet. So I'm going to have you move there and just kind of charge 4 of these blights. So let me double check the damage thing for Comet.
Dex saves, or they take 4d6 if they fail, or half as much if they succeed.
Great.
That's the one that I'm ramming, and then any incidental damage of stomping is your prerogative. And when I made it, I specifically did not say it does not trigger attacks of opportunity. So anyone who wants to make an attack as I go by is welcome to. So
it does trigger attacks of opportunity?
Yeah, every single one of them. Yeah.
Well, the only one who you would trigger based on this movement is going to be Mol'Karrian, but because he's blind, doesn't come into play. So you are able to disengage from him because he's blind without any provoking attack. And then as you ram through these Needle Blights, Needle Blights, I'm going to have them roll dex saves. And if they succeed, they will jump out of the way. If not, they will take a hit. So no attacks of opportunity in this instance. What is the save DC for the dex save?
15 dex.
15, great. Let me roll. First, we'll start with number 6, fail. Number 5, fail. Number 4, fail. Number 3 passes. So the very last one just kind of steps back and doesn't take a hit, but all the rest do. So let's roll damage for those. Is it going to be 10 damage for each of the ones that gets hit?
So the final damage on the impact is going to be 14.
Nice.
For the guy I'm ramming. But for the other guys, it's up to you if they take that same amount, which I think would be probably too much. I think 1d6 would be reasonable for like trampling.
These guys are kind of frail though, so I think narratively, I think it makes sense that you just they all fail dex saves, so you just kind of plow through these needles and like just shards of wood just kind of, and so the one at the end is able to dodge though, because it passed its dex save, but the other 3 just get obliterated. So
nice. Okay.
Yes. So then, you take out 3 of the 6 Needle Blights.
Then if I'm ramming Andy again, he makes a dex save or takes 14.
Well, you're not able to hit Andy though. It was just to hit those 4 blights because they're kind of lined up in a row.
Okay, sounds fine.
Yeah, so you get rid of half of the Needle Blights that were summoned, so that's awesome.
Okay.
Sweet. Anything else you'd like to do for your turn, Eremos?
Nope, that'll do it.
Okay, sweet. Needle Blight number 1 goes next, and it is going to fire needles at the restrained Kastan, and it will get advantage on this. Kastan, what is your armor class?
Like 12.
It misses. It misses. You're fine. It fires some needles at you, and even though you're restrained, you're able to just kind of move against the things and dodge the needles it shoots out at you. So
I cower behind my quarterstaff, and it's just like
yeah, you get some little spikes on there. But yeah, Verkus, you are next.
Okay. Well, Andy hasn't moved.
And he hasn't been attacked, so he still has advantage from Guiding Bolt.
True.
Oh, okay.
And he's also still blind, so also advantage there.
He's true.
So 4, 5, and 6 are done.
Yep. So the current enemies, you have good old Andy, the big vine blight that has restrained Kestan, and then 3 little needle blights.
Eremos is where now?
Stomping through the needle blights.
Eremos is actually on the opposite side of you, Verkus. So Andy's in front of you, Andy's in front of you, Eremos is behind you. Eremos just obliterated 3 of those blights behind you.
Okay, so we're no longer flanking.
Correct. You just have the guiding bolt and the blindness advantage, so double
I
advantage.
only have double advantage?
Double advantage,
Come
that's
on.
it. Guys are slacking, you know.
All right.
You literally just saw Eremos go from on your one side and then like rocket right behind you.
Yes.
Okay.
And like move I would describe visually as something out of Scott Pilgrim. It's just
Yes.
Yes.
I came in like a wreck.
In that case, I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on Mol'Karrian.
Let's go.
Nice.
And then I am going to attack him with advantage.
Wait, does Hunter's Mark gives you a bonus to damage dealt, correct?
Correct.
Great. So we're still at double advantage. So yeah, just attack at advantage and you'll get the damage boost from that.
Natural 20.
Oh! Yeah. That's with the advantage?
That was with the advantage. But the first roll was a 13. I was like, fuck.
That might have hit, depending on your modifiers, but
it would have been a 20.
That would have hit.
Okay.
At this point, you guys would have deduced that his AC is 19. So.
Okay. Let's see. So I forget. Do we roll double dice?
Yes.
Okay. Let's grab my other d6.
And I would like to extend that crit to the Hunter's Mark bonus as well.
Okay. So
all the dice you roll are doubled. So Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Just not your.
I am also going to use Tavusa's reaction for another flame.
Yeah.
That will be doubled as well. So just remember to differentiate any non-magical attacks for damage resistance purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 15 slashing.
Half to 7.
Correct.
4 from the Hunter's Mark.
11.
Nice.
And then 8 fire.
19.
So, wait, I did the math. I did the 7 from slashing, and then you said how much from Hunter's Mark?
4.
Cool. And then how much from fire?
8.
Sweet. You describe how you hit Mol'Karrian with your strike.
The mound.
The mound.
The mound.
Dunk.
In Verkus fashion, as Eremos blasts behind me, Verkus kind of jumps just out of shock and lunges forward and gets him right in the chest. Just ha!
Nice.
His
The
head
mound
comes
kind of it's hurting now. It's at about half health, so you guys are hitting it good.
Okay.
Imagine Tavusa's flame also like pushed up your rapier enough or whatever you're using to attack to like pierce him perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. And then
just a little bit of propulsion.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah, bits of its wooden body and bits of weird bones kind of fall at your feet like debris, and then some of them are also charred and smoking from your fire damage.
Nice.
Yeah.